Girl, I love it when we do it, turn you on, shorty. Tell me if I'm wrong.
What's poppin' YouTube? It is your girl Kyla and I'm back again with another freaking video. And today, you guys, as you've seen in the title, I'm gonna be doing a part 2 video to my watch this before coming to KSU video. I'm guessing y'all really liked that video, the part 1 that I did. I wasn't even intending on it being a part 1, but you guys liked that video so much and there's still a whole bunch of questions that people asked me, so I'm gonna address them in this part 2. Posted that video like late January and it's already got like over 1,000 views, so I'm guessing y'all liked it. So that's why I'm here today, to give y'all a part 2. I'm gonna be giving you guys a lot of new information, so if you guys have not already, please be sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, y'all. We are like 11 or 10 away from 1,000, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for my 1K subscriber video as well. But yeah, y'all, let me get into the information. In part 1, I pretty much addressed like financial aid, housing, the application process, and things like that. But I've been getting so many comments about housing because that's like a problem that a lot of people are facing. People are like, where am I gonna stay? I know housing on campus fills up really quick, and it does, y'all. But I'm gonna address all that. This video is gonna be me addressing the comments on my last video that I didn't get to answer. And I'm also gonna be talking about housing. Housing is gonna be the main thing that I'm gonna be talking about in this video, you guys, because a lot of people do not know the ins and outs of housing here at Kennesaw. And I didn't either. I wish there was somebody that had a video like this to show me when I came here, because I had to learn from nothing. But yeah, you guys, let's get into it. Okay, so there are about 17 comments on here, but I'm gonna address the ones that are the most pressing or that got the most attention. Someone said, I'm retaking my ACT March 8th. Do you think that I'll still be able to get housing, or it's unlikely? So this is actually a good one. This is a housing related question as well. So I went in and said, since they go quick, I would probably say yes, more than likely, because when I applied for housing here, well, actually no, scratch that. I didn't even apply for housing when I came here because I got admitted around this time last year. Late March, early April, and I got admitted in April. By that time, pretty much all the housing is gone, because what you have to realize is, I'm gonna get into all this like towards the end of this video, but Kennesaw's big, but they're not big enough to accompany everyone who goes here. Like, there's like 40,000 students that go here. There's not enough housing to house 40,000 people. So majority of the people that go to Kennesaw live off campus, but I'll get into all that as well. But I basically said I would still try though, and depending on your ACT score that you have now, you may be able to apply for housing before then. But if you want to wait and improve your ACT score and apply for housing at the same time, you know, you can do that as well. Someone actually went in and said you have to have at least a 3.2 GPA if you don't supply test scores. Okay, someone else said, bruh, my high school GPA is a 1.9. Can I get in with that? No, you can. I'm pretty sure the requirement for your GPA has to be at least a 2.5 coming out of high school. I'm not sure on that, but no, you cannot get in with a 1.9. Sorry. Or you have to have like a really, really good ACT or SAT score to offset it. Someone else said, so if I apply now to transfer, do you think I can get admitted real quick, even though I need to send in my transcript later on in May? This is a good question. Yes. You can still apply and get accepted without sending in your final high school transcript. Well, high school or college. Pretty much they'll admit you, but it's kind of like a preliminary admission. Like, they'll still admit you, but if you send in your final transcript after they did admit you and it doesn't match their requirements, then you can be, I don't know, is it de-admitted? I don't know. But you can be taken off their admissions list. But yes, you still can definitely apply without having your final high school transcript. That's what a lot of people do because they like to apply before they've graduated. But yeah, you definitely do need to send it in afterwards. And I'm just going to address one more. So does KSU FAFSA cover housing, or do we pay that out of pocket? And I'm transferring to Kennesaw from out of state. Do you think it is best to live on or off campus? So this is a very important question that a lot of people ask me a lot. This is going to be a very informational answer that I give you. I don't even got to read this. And this is going to lead me into talking about housing, y'all. But basically what Kennesaw does is, if you do have FAFSA, if you do qualify for that, then you can get a refund at the beginning of both your spring and fall semester. Some people get both, some people get one or the other. But yeah, you can definitely use your refund towards your rent. That is what a lot of students do here. A lot of people that I know use their refund towards their rent for a couple months. The refund depends on how much financial aid you get. It depends on how many classes you're taking. It's all dependent on you. So I can't necessarily say that yes or no, you are going to get a refund, because I'm not the federal government. I'm not going to tell you how much money you're going to get. But I do know if you have Hope or Pell, that definitely does help your tuition go down a lot. Tuition at Kennesaw is like, on their website, it'll say like $27,000 or something like that. But you know, they always tax in like a lot of different things. I don't pay nearly that much, considering that I do pay for my housing out of pocket because I do live off campus, and that is something that you have to do. If you do live off campus, then your housing is like a separate entity from your tuition. Like, it's not lumped together because you are basically dealing with a whole apartment complex. The school and the apartment complexes, yeah, they work together because the housing is for the university, but at the end of the day, they are two separate companies that make money in different ways. So with off-campus housing, you're going to have to sign a 12-month lease. I said that in my last video, and a lot of people were like, ugh, a 12-month lease. But yeah, y'all, it doesn't sound as bad as it actually is, but you are lumped into that 12-month lease for 12 months. So you have to pay your rent on time every month for 12 months straight. And if you are coming in as a freshman or a sophomore, you're gonna pay that every year that you're here. It doesn't go away unless you just move on campus. If you do live on campus, it is lumped into your tuition like as one big chunk. So it really depends on where you live. If you live off campus, then you do pay out of pocket, but you can use your refund towards that. But if you live on campus, then it's kind of lumped in together, and then you can use financial aid like that. So yeah, y'all, those are the comments that I wanted to address because a lot of people do ask me like around the same questions so that everyone knows everything before they come here, and no surprises because I was definitely surprised at how expensive it was to live out here. But speaking on that, let's get into housing, y'all. Let me tell y'all about the housing at Kennesaw offers. It's not cheap. So, like I said, you do have to sign a 12-month lease, which is a legally binding contract saying that you're going to pay a certain amount on this day of the month for every month for 12 months. Just putting that out there. Please don't be surprised by that because every single last one of the apartment complexes out here, they do that. You are not going to be able to get around that. And if you cannot find housing on campus, then you only have the option of living off campus. There's literally no in between, like either that or you commute. I don't know. That was definitely something that caught me off guard because I came from Augusta. At Augusta, there is no such thing as like off campus housing. Augusta's so much smaller. Literally all the upperclassmen lived in like one big apartment complex and that was it. So when I came here, I was like, oh, y'all doing it different. Okay, I see. Honestly, when I came here, I was like, I am not going to be able to pay this amount every month on the dot. Like, no. But it works out. Like, it works out, y'all. So first, I'm going to get into the off-campus apartment options and how much they cost because that's literally what you guys need to know. Like, coming into it, you guys need to know how much you're going to pay. There are like, I want to say 6 or 7 different off-campus apartments that are here, and they just added a new one. So I'm going to give you guys the names of all the apartments so that you know, and you can look them up, you can see them, you can get virtual tours and stuff like that. Schedule it, whatever you guys want to do. But here are the names. So it is Sova, The Blake, U Club, U Point, Copper Social, which used to be Stadium Village. They just changed it last semester. I don't know why. The Retreat, Indy, Bixby, and the newest one, which I think is called 1465. But yeah, y'all, those are a lot of different options. So when I tell you guys that the majority of people live off campus, I mean it because literally they have like 8 different apartment complexes that are off campus that literally fill up. But let me get into the price of them.
Okay, you guys, so I need to give you a little disclaimer before I get into the pricing of the housing. So the prices change throughout the course of the year. At the beginning of the year, they could be a different price than the end of the year. So I'm telling you the prices as of March of 2022. So the prices are a little higher now since the semester is about to end. So just take that into consideration. But majority of these prices that I'm going to tell you are pretty constant. They only change by a matter of maybe $10 to $20 a month. So just keep that in mind.
So the lowest, and I mean the lowest possible price that you can pay for off-campus housing here is $6.99 a month. $700 for student housing. We're students, like, come on now. It's crazy because that's literally the cheapest. So yeah, they range from about $6.99 at the least, and they can go up to over $1,000, y'all. I'm gonna go through and show you guys like the least expensive to the most expensive rank. A lot of people fail to realize that Kennesaw is in North Atlanta. North Atlanta is not like a cheap place to live. We're literally like 30 minutes from downtown Atlanta. So I can see why they're so expensive, but like, why? A very helpful tool that I found was this website called KennesawOffCampus.com. You can actually just go on this website and it will show you the different off-campus apartment options that you have. You can filter it to how close it is to campus or by how cheap it is and stuff like that. U Point, Copper Social, Indy, and Sova, those 4 are all on the same road. Like if you have like friends that live in an apartment like across the street, like they're literally going to be like right next to you. I also like that the housing was pretty close together. That's pretty cool to me because like even if you don't live in the same building as like one of your friends, you can literally just like walk to it. So first up, I'm going to talk about U-Point. So U-Point is the cheapest option that Kennesaw's housing offers. It starts from rates at $6.99 and goes up to $9.09, but most likely you're going to be paying between maybe like $6.99 and like $7.50. And then we have Copper Social, which used to be called Stadium. I actually was gonna live at Stadium and I decided last minute to not do that and live where I live at now. And a lot of people ask me where I live, but I'm not comfortable saying like the exact apartment complex that I live at. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want nobody coming and knocking at my door. I'm just kidding. I know y'all probably want to do that, but I don't know. I just don't want to disclose the exact place that I live on the internet. That's just me. But yeah, Copper Social is the second least expensive. It starts at rates of $7.05 and up. And their apartments actually were pretty nice. They just weren't as nice as the rest of them that I'm gonna mention, but they definitely were still nice. I have friends that live over there and it's nice. And then we have U Club on Frey, and I really like U Club because they have utilities included in their prices. So U Club and U Point include utilities in their base price. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, some places out here do not do that. Like you have your flat rate rent price and then you have utilities or electricity or something like that on top of that fee. Because if you don't live at a place that includes utilities or has like caps or overages or something like that, you're gonna be paying on top of that amount if you go over that cap. So that's another thing to consider. I personally really like that because I felt like if I'm gonna be signing my name on a 12-month lease and saying that I'm gonna pay a certain amount every month, I want it to just be that amount every month. You know what I mean? Because that stuff adds up, y'all, like seriously. Their rates are a little bit higher though. They start at about $7.69 and can go up to like $8.40, I think, $8.30. Also, another thing is the longer you wait to sign your lease, the more you're going to pay. So the early bird definitely does get the worm with this one. I mean, you definitely get what you pay for. That's all I'm gonna say. But if you go with like Stadium or U Point, I'm not saying that those are bad options. A lot of people still live there and they both still have waiting lists. But if you want to live like a little more lavish, then I'll probably go with one of the options that I'm about to tell y'all right now. Next up is the Blake. The Blake is actually the closest apartment complex to the campus. The Blake starts at $8.09, but y'all, the Blake is one of the only apartment complexes that offer 2 bedrooms. So let me address that as well. So majority of the off-campus apartments are going to come with a 4-bedroom option. Like I have 3 roommates and the majority of the people that I know out here that live off campus have 3 roommates as well. So that's basically like the flat rate type of thing. Like what you're paying a month is going to be like with 3 roommates as well. But the Blake has a 2-bedroom option where you can have just 1 roommate. So if you don't really want to live with a whole bunch of people, then you could do that. But it is, I think maybe $900 or close to $1,000 a month. And they also have 1-bedroom apartments. When I talk about the Retreat, I'll get into that as well. But the Retreat is the only complex that has 1 bedroom. Those are over $1,000. So if you have the money and you do want to live with less people, I definitely recommend one of those because you can have a 2-bedroom or even a 1-bedroom, but you have to really hop on those because the 1-bedrooms are literally always sold out. You can also sublease your apartment if you choose to like move out before the 12 months. You can pay to break your lease, but majority of what the time people do is they'll just be like, is anyone looking to take over a lease at so-and-so apartment or something like that. So you're not completely stuck for 12 months, but I wouldn't recommend signing a lease to a place that you don't know for sure you want to stay at because I wouldn't want you to be dependent on someone else taking over your lease because that is a legally binding contract. Next up is Bigsby. Bigsby is nice, y'all. I've been in Bigsby a couple of times and it's really nice. Bigsby starts at $8.15. Our football stadium is actually like right across the street from Bigsby. So what a lot of people do on game days, like they just go to the rooftop and watch it from there. So that's cool. I know that's probably not something that y'all are like, ooh, but it's just a little added plus or whatever. But Bigsby is really nice. And like I'll insert pictures of like all the apartment complexes as I talk about them. But it's really nice, like really nice. I actually wanted to live at Bigsby, but it was like too expensive. But they do range from like $815 all the way up to over $900, I believe. So yeah. Also, there is 1465 student living. This is the newest addition to Kennesaw's housing options. They actually haven't even opened yet. They're taking slots for the fall of this year. I think they're like actually starting in the fall of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. But their prices are between $820 and $999. So you can see like they go up, and the prices increase based off of like the location. Like I know in Sova, I was looking at their prices for when I want to move out here, and they have like a pool view option. I don't know, it's just a lot of factors that go into the price. Also, if you go to any of these housing options official websites, you can see like the price breakdown for like each room option that they have. But I honestly don't know much about 1465. I've never been over there. It's not open yet. I've only seen it from the road, but all these other options I have seen before, and I can say that all of them are nice. Now we're gonna get into Indy. Indy's got to be like my favorite one out of all of these options. It's also got to be like one of the most expensive. Like I said, you get what you pay for. Indy is super nice on the inside. Their base rates are around like $850-ish, and that does not include utilities. So make sure if you do go with a place that doesn't include utilities in the price, make sure that you and your roommates don't go over it, or you're gonna have to pay an overage. Y'all, next up is Sova, which is a really nice one as well. They have 3 and 4 bedroom options, and their rates go from $860 to $900. All right, y'all, and the last one up is the most expensive of them all. It is the Retreat, y'all, and their rates start at $895. They do not include utilities. They have overages, but the Retreat is one of the nicest ones as well. It's also one of the closer ones to campus, and they have 1 bedroom options all the way up to 5 bedroom options. I could not imagine living with 4 other people. I already live with 3 other people, and it's not terrible, but it's like 5 people in 1 apartment. I couldn't do it. But yeah, y'all, those are all the official off-campus housing options that you have. You can go on that website, KennesawOffCampus.com, to check out all the options that you can potentially have. Sometimes people sublease them, so if you've kind of missed the deadline, you can always see if someone is willing to up their lease so that someone can take it over and you can pay a little less. Yeah, y'all, housing out here is a little expensive. I definitely recommend getting on it as soon as possible because, like I said, rates do increase as time goes on. Once you get admitted, go on ahead and do that housing, y'all, whether it's on or off campus. Another point that's very important is if you are trying to transfer during the spring semester, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to find housing. And let me explain why. So the lease starts in August and it ends that next August. So it's not like they do half leases. None of these places do like half leases except for the Retreat. The Retreat does do a half lease. My best friend actually lives at the Retreat and she transferred here in the spring. And the only place I was going to allow her to sublease was the Retreat. And they will let you sign your half lease, but how they get you is you have to sign a whole year's lease for that next year. So yeah, they're gonna let you live there, they're gonna let you sign that little half lease, but you have to commit to staying that whole next year as well. So that's the only thing. Also, the application process for most of these places is quite simple. You have to get a credit check, and most of the time you have to get a co-signer. I have my mom as a co-signer on mine. A lot of people do their parents, or if you want to go on it by yourself, you can do that as well, but I would definitely probably recommend doing a co-sign if your parents are willing to do that for you. Or if you already have established credit, you can just do it yourself, but there is a credit check, so that's why the majority of the people do it with their parents. But yeah, I feel like I got a lot of information out to y'all. I feel like that was helpful information. All of the housing options that I gave you guys, they all have their own websites. You can do 3D tours. You can schedule a tour if you want to come up here and see something. Or you guys can ask me any questions in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I was able to address a lot of different things that people had concerning housing. Like I said, I wish there was a video out there for me when I was coming here because I had literally no idea that you had to do so much different stuff just to get housing here. And I'm actually going to insert screenshots of their on-campus housing as well. They have freshman housing, and they also have some upperclassmen housing. So there are options for on-campus as well. If you are fortunate enough to get your on-campus housing and you got it locked in, then you can live at one of those places. I don't really go as much into on-campus housing because I feel like it's kind of more self-explanatory because it's kind of more so included with the university and they'll give you a lot of information about that. But I also will insert Kennesaw's on-campus housing website in the description as well, and all the websites that I mentioned in the video. Also, if you are worried about like transportation from off-campus to on-campus, every apartment complex is assigned a shuttle route that brings the shuttle buses from campus and picks you up and takes you to campus and back. And they run from like early in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night. So you don't have to worry about transportation if you don't have a car. That's another thing. I know a lot of people don't come in with a car and they still want to live off campus. So yeah, you'll still have transportation and stuff like that. That's including your tuition. So don't worry about that. Also, if you're a freshman coming in, I definitely recommend living on campus if possible, because I would hate for you to have to pay $800 a month for 4 years straight. Like, on-campus housing, it's not like free. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to like put one on top of the other, but I know living off campus is always more expensive. So yeah, but if you do get roped into living off campus, I just gave y'all a whole bunch of options for it. So you'll know what to do when the time comes. But yeah, I've been talking y'all head off this whole video. I do hope it was helpful for you guys. And I'm pretty sure you guys like hearing stuff that you didn't know already about Kennesaw, because there is a lot to know. Like, coming to the school was a whole adjustment for me. But I finally got acclimated. I'm good. And now I'm able to share my tips with you guys. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Please be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Plus, you guys, turn on your post notifications for your girl, because because I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers. Now I'm dropping a video for when I hit 1K subscribers, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that as well. But I'm done talking, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all watch your other favorite YouTubers or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I can see it in your eyes when you feeling my vibes, baby. You ain't gotta lie.